All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we have Russ Johns, who is the host of the Pirate broadcast and founder of the Pirate Syndicate. Russ, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank you for coming on. We appreciate you and appreciate the opportunity to hear about your dreams, goals, and how we can help. So we like to jump right in. If you could start with telling us a little bit more about yourself and some of the things that you like to do for fun, that'd be great.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I started out early in life banging on pots and pans, tearing the pots and pans out of the cupboard when I was a kid. Mom used to get upset. So she actually bought me a drum set when I was 11. I started playing professionally when I was 16 and played until I fell 3 stories in 1987 off a billboard. And then I got into advertising. And so I still love the creative process. I love creating music. I love creating content. I love being on live streams and creating podcasts with someone like yourself. So that's my passion. That's my direction. And I want to help more people help more people.
I love it. Tell us about falling off the 3 stories.
falling 3 stories.
Yep.
Well, as I told you before we started the show, my desire to live in Portland, Oregon was in my roadmap. It's just an idea that I had, and I went there back in the mid 70s and I loved it. And I fell in love with the city. And I said, one day I'm going to live here. And then in 86, I ended up moving from Seattle to Portland. And I went to work for a company. I wasn't playing music at the time, and I was working for a company installing billboards, the outdoor advertising. And I was on a sign that, it was late in the day. It wasn't even something, it just looked like it was falling off. And I decided I would go up there and clean it off. It was kind of a protocol thing. And I got up there and I didn't quite connect my ladder all the way over the sign. And when I put pressure on it, I actually, the ladder came off and it propelled me forward. So I fell 3 stories and I had a hold of this ladder and I broke 8 rungs of aluminum ladder with my arm and shattered my elbow and my wrist, and it caused a lot of damage. And fortunately, there was a little kid with his mother across the street at a bus stop. And I noticed the kid as I was climbing up, and he was watching me and he says, "Mom, that guy just jumped off the sign." And so fortunately, somebody saw me. I was still conscious, but I was going into shock. And so they were able to call the ambulance and get me to a hospital, which led me into 2 years of rehab and reconstruction and a lot of complications and just redesigning what my life was like and who I became as a result of these trials and tragedies. So.
Gotcha. And so why did that lead to you not playing drums anymore?
Well, because I have no wrist, I don't have the same mobility in my hand. However, that didn't stop me from creating music. So I got into technology and started learning computers so I could program music. And this year alone, I've already created over 100 tracks from electronic. I used to perform dubstep and DJ when I was living in Houston. And then I moved here a number of years ago, I think 3 years ago, to care for mom and dad. So I haven't been as active, but I've been still creating music along the way. So.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Well, tell us more about what you do with the Pirate broadcast and the Pirate Syndicate.
You bet. Love to. So Timmy, I have been in the podcasting space and the broadcasting space for years. I started with a company and organization in 92 that has multiple radio stations, television stations, and outdoor advertising as well. Was originally when I started was in 87, and after I healed up and came back, I started working for him. So I've been in radio, and then the one thing that I did was got into podcasting around 2013, 2014, and I was live streaming high school varsity sports to the radio station and broadcasting it out AM radio. And so I got into this podcasting arena. And then I started teaching podcasting and coaching clients on podcasting on how to get their strategies in place, how to start a podcast, how to start a broadcast, and how to put everything in that's needed and necessary together to get a brand out there, to get your business to be seen, be heard, and be talked about with your podcast. And then it started going into live streaming. And so when video came on board, I migrated to live streaming because as you know, podcasting and editing and stuff like that, it's time consuming. So I started doing live streams to avoid editing. And so I edit myself. And so what I've done is I've created systems to actually book guests, actually get the social media content out, how to actually announce and stream, and actually this whole process and this whole system to make it a little more streamlined and easy for broadcasters or podcasters to create their shows. So that's where I developed the Pirate Syndicate, was to take these systems, produce shows for other individuals, and then also to help people learn how to produce shows, remote producers and people that want to get into the support side of the equation. So I have a remote producer that produces my show, and I train other producers to help other people train their, be able to help them with other shows as well. So the Pirate Broadcast is one that actually generates content. I have over 500 episodes in the Pirate Broadcast, hashtag Pirate Broadcast. You go follow it. And it's live streamed to, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And so it's out there any number of places on where all fine podcasts can be found.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a bit more about your motivation. What keeps you up? What gets you up and keeps you going when it comes to helping people podcasting yourself, live streaming, all that?
I believe, thanks for that question, because I wake up every day with gratitude. There's a reason I'm here. I didn't die, actually several times in my life, but I didn't die and I'm here. So I have to wake up with gratitude. And I know that everyone out there, just like yourself, has a gift, you have a message, and you have a mission in life that once you discover it and you have the opportunity to share it, you can actually produce a lot of results and a lot of impact on other people. So my mission is to help more people. And I believe that one of the ways that you can do that is by sharing your story, sharing your message, sharing your content, and just impact and influence other people on thinking about how you can do better, because I believe that kindness is cool and smiles are free. So bringing people together and producing that outcome is what keeps me moving, and getting up in the morning, waking up with gratitude and helping more people.
I love it. I love it. And has that always been your motivation, or was there a time in life where you made the shift to gratitude?
There was a time when I was working in corporate America a couple of times. I was the one that had a tendency to work a lot. I love what I do. I get involved in what I do. And one of the things that I realized, I actually ended a corporate career in my marriage of 18 years, about in the same week. So that was a huge shift, another shift in my life. And so after losing the ability and the opportunity to work, and also, have my family dismantled, was one wake-up call where I had to shift my thought process and reassess what was really important. And what I discovered to me was this idea that our work is not who we are. Our work is what we can produce and support people with, but people is our families, our friends, the people we're around, and the support that we can provide to help each other along our way is much more important than what clock we're punching. And it doesn't define who we are, but it helps us define who we can become. So the tragedy and the circumstance and all these things led me to believe that, I'm grateful for the challenges that I've had because it defines who I am, and it helps me see a different way of looking at life and being grateful and thankful that I can actually, help other people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I love that, you went through something hard and it helped you kind of recalibrate your thinking. But now it seems like you really love waking up with that gratitude.
Oh
Sounds
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm more excited every day with the, and as a business owner and entrepreneur, you know as well as anyone that it's every day is not rainbows and unicorns, and we have to think about, okay, let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at the challenges as being lessons to learn to allow us to excel into a new level of experience and education about life, what we need to do next, how we need to show up in the world, what we can accomplish, and who we can help. Because all of these challenges that we have, if we could share that experience and have somebody at least think about what they can avoid by doing something that we've been able to share, that's golden. That's nuggets of knowledge. That's treasure that we can actually share that information.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And for those people who are more focused on the dollar signs or the material things in life right now, what would you say to that person to really help them refocus on the importance of relationships in their life?
Uh, Invest in hugs. you know, Spend time with your kids because life happens really quickly. And I've experienced the loss of time, and that's the one commodity that we can't get back. We can always earn more money. We can always buy more stuff. We can always, rebuild, but we can't recover the time that we've lost with people we love and people we care about. Even if it's just a few moments of quality time that you actually could spend and reach out, make sure that you let people know that you care and you love them, and that they're important in your life, and that it matters. You have to make it matter. You have a choice to make it matter, and that's one of the foundations of what I live with right now. Is I'm a caregiver for my mom. I help my sister out. I have a son. I've lost a son from suicide, and there's nothing that can be more devastating than losing a child and knowing that you'll never be able to get that time back. And there's never an opportunity to actually say or share the things that you wanted to say and you didn't. And so invest that time, do it now, do it often, and make sure that it's important and it matters.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And you guys heard him. Make sure you're investing that time with the people you love and care about. Awesome. Well, Russ, let's jump into your vision for your life and your company now. Tell us a bit about your dreams and goals.
You bet. The Pirate Syndicate is evolved from my radio experience and years and decades of doing podcasting, broadcasting, live streaming. And it really is a platform that allows people to actually learn about some tools and technologies and tactics that they can use in their business today, real life, real time. And then also it allows the content creation process to be utilized in business owners. The ability to do what we're doing right now, Timmy, is extraordinarily valuable. And when you can actually record and interview somebody and then take and create micro content from that, you can repurpose it. You can take the audio file and create a podcast. You could take that audio file and create translate it into words. So you have words, images, audio, and video that you can actually purpose and repurpose and continue to share out for building your brand, your authority, and your visibility in the market. And so it's really important for me to help those that are looking to get the visibility and build their brand and create quality content in a easy to understand and a flexible process that doesn't require as much time as it could.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I love that the Pirate Syndicate is helping people do that. Are you
Yeah.
having any goals that you're trying to hit, like specific numbers, or is it just kind of help more people, help more people?
No, I have very specific numbers. And thanks for that, because my goal is I want to create 100 productions. I want to help 100 people produce shows a month. So I want to have 100 productions. I want to have 10 producers producing 10 shows a week, and or 10 shows a month. And so I want to get to the point where the Pirate Syndicate is helping produce 100 shows a month.
Gotcha.
That's my
Gotcha.
initial goal right now.
And when you say helping people produce shows, you don't mean like coming on my show and helping me, like, you mean like having a producer like help a business owner produce a show.
Correct. Yeah. Or say, for instance, somebody that wants to know how to produce a show, how to become a remote producer. Live streaming is one of these things that you can actually, there are lots of tools and technology available right now. Something that wasn't even available 5 years ago is emerging. And I'm a remote producer for StreamYard, which is a platform that we use. A lot of people use Zoom, and there's a lot of things that you can do to help other business owners that, their zone of genius is doing something else. They just need to show up, turn on the microphone, and talk about their passion, their gifts, their message, and their mission. So having somebody on the team that can actually help and assist with that process and manage all the mechanics in the back office and the administration piece, it really produces a lot of outcome and a lot of value for those that are searching for help to build their team out.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I completely agree. We need to help these business owners focus on their genius zone.
Yeah,
Everybody operates right there. The world is a much better place.
exactly.
Awesome.
It's like you don't have to stress out about something you don't enjoy. You don't have to stress out about the fact that you have something you want to share. However, you don't want to deal with the tech. You don't want to deal with the entire process. You just want to make sure that everything is working as expected and as needed to get your message across.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any more goals, dreams you're trying to hit, maybe for your life outside of the Pirate Syndicate?
Yeah, my goal is to make sure that I have some missions in my life to make sure that mom is comfortable. She just turned 85 last month, and my sister's taken care of, and there's a roadmap that I can leave for my son. He's working he has a great job and a great career right now. However, I would love the opportunity to build an organization that I could leave a legacy and a lot of content that people can use to inspire and enhance people's lives. Everything we're doing right now, Timmy, is the idea that we have something that we can leave behind. It's not as if our grandparents or our great grandparents have that same opportunity unless it was written down. Now we're creating content that we can share with our future generations. We can share with people and inspire a better outcome and a better outlook on life. And so my goal and my mission is to be able to leave a legacy for my son, make sure that everybody's comfortable and has help along the way to wherever they decide to check out. And at that point in time, I'm happy. I'm as long as I can create content. I'm not retiring. I don't have a date in the future that I'm going to retire. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to continue to do this until I can't do this anymore.
I love it. I love it. Well, what caused you to really take the first step towards going all in on the Pirate Syndicate?
Well, I've actually been an entrepreneur. Like I mentioned I was a musician, so hustling for work and gigs and all that kind of stuff. Even in corporate America, I always had a side hustle. I've been a farmer, a firefighter, I've been an EMT, I've been, I've created farmers markets, I've had a shavings business, I've done audio editing and music, web design. And so one of the things that I believe in is we are the accumulation of our experience. So as a result of being in radio and television and broadcasting and media and having these other assets or experiences along the way, I was able to bring that together in casual conversations that allow me to actually generate more content for people. And one of the things that I saw that a lot of people are struggling with is like, how do I start? What do I do first? What is it that needs to take place? Even pre-COVID, people were asking that question. And when I was in Houston, I used to teach classes weekly on tech, answer anything that they wanted to do. Is it a landing page? Is it email sequence? Is it a, how to build your website? How to create a podcast? How to do a lot of different things. And so all of that experience led me up to beginning of the Pirate Syndicate, where I said, this is what I'm going to stick my stick in the ground, and I'm going to start this, and I'm going to produce some outcomes, and I'm going to produce some shows, and I'm going to help more people create some content. So that was the source, that was the inspiration, of just making sure that people have an outlet to make a difference, make an impact.
I love it. If there were one or two people that you can meet right now, or one or two types of people, doesn't have to be a specific person, that could really help you hit that goal of helping 100 people produce shows per month and also leaving that legacy for your family, who would they be and how would they do it?
Right now, I have a program that is I'm putting together. And so I'm reaching out, and I would like to make connections with agency owners that don't have this type of media in-house. So I can actually use my team to help them right alongside, help their content creation process, their social media content process, to make sure that they have all of the tools in their toolbox without having the overhead and the expense of having a team in-house.
I love it. I love it. Agency owners that don't have the media in-house already.
Yep.
Sounds good. What's the most important one or two things that everyday people can do?
Everyday people, show up. Stop procrastinating and actually start leaving evidence that you're doing something productive. Wake up, compare yourself to yesterday's person, not somebody on Instagram. Improve every day. Make sure that you're making improvements every day in your life. And also be kind, be compassionate, because you don't know what other people are going through. There's a lot of mental illness. There's, suicides are up, all of the things that are going on around us. Have a little empathy and have a little patience with everyone around you, because you don't know what a kind word can do and the difference it can make.
I love that. I love that. Well, awesome.
It's important.
Oh, it's so important. Kindness, it's just like kindness. I'm going to say kindness, but love in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the thing that makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Like without it, everything is kind of like pointless.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the interesting thing about it is the more you give it away, the more it returns.
It's such a weird principle, but it's so true.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, awesome. Now we're going to jump into our thriving three. So what's your favorite book, movie, or podcast? Pick one.
I would say
other than this podcast.
Yeah, that's my first choice. But I've been following James Wedmore recently. He does the business by design, and he's a little more empathetic and a little more what would some people would consider woo-woo. However, I believe in the energy of being positive, and I've experienced the results, and I've, those little miracles that you may or may not recognize that even exist in your days. And I really gravitate to what he's saying and the message that he puts out. And with anything, there's a couple of others out there that, I listen to them, but that's one that I enjoy and appreciate for the message.
I love it. And what's one way you like to take care of yourself?
Riding my bike. So I like to get out. Now that Arizona is cooling down a little bit, I love to get out and go for a ride, and just take time out to meditate, journal, and reflect on what's important.
I love it. I love it. And what is one action step that you can take right now or continue to take if you're already doing it to really reach those 100 people helped?
Consistency. Do outreach daily, start conversations, continue with conversations just like this, and allow yourself the opportunity to not be distracted by the menial tasks of the day. Take and create, move 3 big rocks a day that are going to move the needle and make a difference and make an impact. There's a lot of things that you can get distracted by. And if you're taking the time out to actually make progress every day, it doesn't have to be huge steps. It doesn't have to be massive altercations in lifestyle or anything like that. Just make progress every day.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to chat about before we sign off?
Well, I just want to applaud you and some of the things you're doing in this capacity, because I believe in what you're doing, and I give you all the support and wish you all the abundance in the world as you progress and you actually achieve your results. And it's really hard. I have to tell you, it's really hard because I want to go back into host mode and start interviewing you. And it's like, okay, what about you, Timmy? Let's go down that stream. So I have to tell you, I tried to maintain my continuity here. However, I love the fact that you're doing something, you're making a difference, and you're reaching out to people. So hopefully this was a good experience for you, and your community can add some, at least find some value in this experience. And I appreciate you and everything that you're working to accomplish.
Awesome, Russ. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you so much.
Well, awesome. If you guys are listening to this and you loved what Russ had to say, or maybe you know some agency owners that need help pushing out their content, make sure to connect with Russ and connect them to Russ and hold him accountable to hitting those 100 people. Awesome. Russ, thank you for being on the show. Guys, thank you for watching. As we always ask, please send this episode to 1 or 2 people you know need to hear it. Drop us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we're out.